Like, if you were coming here now again as a fresher with your experience, what kind of piece of advice would you like to have been told?
I think that I would have liked to know a bit more about all of the different kind of schemes and kind of financial opportunities and things that the university can support with, like helping for travel costs, for study things like that, and just all of the kind of little secret nooks and crannies of kind of financial and social support that the university can offer, such as the enhanced bursary, which is available for Care Leavers and Estranged students too, which has really helped me over the year to kind of pay for rent and things, and equally the 365 accommodation.
Yeah, definitely. I literally would not have been able to study here if I hadn't gotten that bursary. I mean, obviously, I think it's quite easy to forget that, like, for Care Leavers and Estranged students, you do have to pay for like living costs outside of term time. That's not something that goes away. So the enhanced bursaries to kind of like negate that. So I just would not have been able to.
Yeah, and it's great that we have these spaces to go to, so that for certain people who can't return home or don't have a place to go back to, that they can stay somewhere and they're safe, they still have the support and things. So like, this is a great thing. I profit from this and in the vacation periods, for example.
Yeah. Did you find it tricky to access the economic support available?
For me, it was a really simple and easy process, and it was kind of all done through kind of UCAS and things like this, which can be really helpful and supportive too. So making that known to my college and my kind of support staff was really helpful, and they helped me a lot to like find what I could access. Was it a similar experience for you?
No, not really. I think because my experience of care like began, I think, a little bit after I turned 16. I know that means that I'm not like defined as a statutory care leaver. So I am care experienced and I am estranged, but I'm not a statutory care leaver, which meant that when it came to applying for student finance, I had to sort of like go through a process of verification to get independent status, which then could mean that I could get the enhanced bursary. It meant that I had to get a professional to sort of like vouch for me and say like, yeah, she is definitely estranged. And the only professional sort of like in my vicinity was like a teacher at my school who didn't know an awful lot about my circumstances. So that did mean that I had to do some disclosing and I guess go through a process of verification, which was tricky, but obviously it was completely necessary. And
eventually it worked out and it supported you. So like we were saying earlier, like, it's just so important to try and be as open as you can where you can and feel comfortable too.
Yeah. I think I would have liked to have been told like more about like access and outreach from earlier on. So I mean, obviously, like, I really enjoyed my involvement in the Realise project and sort of like showing young people from like care and estranged backgrounds what Cambridge is like, but I didn't get involved into that until like a bit later on because I was quite nervous about being open about my background. And yeah, I just wish that I'd got involved sooner. To like change young people's minds and to get them to think that they are worthy of applying to places like Cambridge and that they could succeed if they did apply. To change those young people's minds, you really do have to target the kind of like representation that you provide on those schemes. So like having like mentors like you and me and like the other students that have worked on these schemes from care backgrounds and like from estranged backgrounds, being able to say like, I literally know what it's like, and I'm here and I've been able to do it, like you can do it too.
It makes it easier to know that there are other people in these situations, so it's not a singular experience, and we are a community. Maybe there's not that many of us, but I think having open voices about this just makes the thing a lot easier, just knowing that there is a space for you, you merit it, and it can work out, essentially.
Definitely. Yeah, and I think the point about like you merit it is something really important as well.
I agree.
Like, we deserve to be here just as much as like the next person. And it's like reminding yourself of that, and when you do occupy like these spaces with other people from similar backgrounds and you feel a part of the community, you find yourself like reminding other people of that, and in doing so it reminds you that you're meant to be here as well.
Of course,
I think.
I think as well the thing has become a lot bigger, kind of like this year, for example. I mean, in my first year I managed to kind of find this community and this group of people that existed in my first year, which is a great kind of experience, and I hope that it can be like that for other people, as well as kind of financial help. There's a lot of kind of initiatives and stuff to kind of make the experience more comfortable and kind of nurturing.
Like the standalone pledge, like for example, I think that's like a really positive step. It encourages universities to kind of look at what they're doing like every year or so,
Definitely,
and think, how can we continue improving the support, and how can we move forward, and how can we speak to students that are from these backgrounds and like listen to their needs, because that's something that I've really been like trying to push for.